Malam teman-teman semua, selamat bergabung kembali bersama kita dengan Komunitas Chan Indonesia dalam berlatih dan belajar Dharma bersama. Seperti biasanya kita akan memulai sesi latihan kita dengan menyelaraskan tubuh dan pikiran terdahulu setelah sibuk beraktivitas seharian dengan menggunakan Aktiv Moving Meditation, yaitu meditasi bergerak. Setelah tubuh lebih rileks, tubuh dan pikiran telah terselaraskan, baru kita akan sama-sama memasuki sesi meditasi duduk. Dan kita akan keluar dari meditasi duduk dengan menutupinya dengan body massage berkesadaran. Setelah itu baru kita akan sama-sama mengundang guru kita, Koyen Shifu, untuk memberikan kita Dharma teaching. Tanpa delay lagi, kita langsung latihan kita malam ini dengan melakukan Aktiv Moving Meditation. Selamat berlatih. Kita akan berdiri dengan kedua kaki bertapak, kedua tangan bersama. Letakkan tubuh dan pikiran. Tuangkan sebuah kekhawatiran ataupun kesibukan yang ada, kesampingkan terdahulu. Kita berlatih bersama-sama. Letakkan kedua tangan di sini. Buka kaki selebar bahu. Tangan tidak bergerak. Tangan biarkan bergelantungan di samping kanan. Kita hanya memutarkan tubuh bagian atas ke kiri dan ke kanan. Kepala sebisanya tidak ikut berputar. Kepala melihat ke depan. Semakin kencang putaran kita, semakin tinggi ayunan tangan kita dengan sendiri. Biarkan kedua tangan menepuk tubuh kita. Kemudian kita tepuk bagian bahu dan juga pinggang bagian belakang. Rotasi ke kiri dan ke kanan. Nikmati sensasi relaksasi dan tahu dengan jelas tubuh sedang terbuka. Tahu dengan jelas setiap gerakan apapun ayunan tubuh. Sadar tubuh. Nikmati sensasi relaksasi yang ada. Be at the present moment dengan menggunakan gerakan tubuh, sensasi tubuh sebagai jangka metode gerak tubuh sadar. Sadari setiap sensasi dari seluruh bagian tubuh yang ada. Sen在哪里？心在哪里？清楚安身，身 di mana tubuh berada. Disitulah kesadaran kita berada. Tahu dengan jelas tubuh sedang berfungsi. Tidak selalu hidup secara keseluruhan. Perlahan kita kayu untuk kedua kaki, tangan bersikap nikmatin sejenak sensasi tubuh yang setelah kita melakukan latihan peregangan otot sederhana. Buka kaki selebar bahu kembali. Letakkan kedua tangan satu. Tanpa menggerakkan bahu, kita dekatkan telinga kiri pada bahu kiri. Tahu dengan jelas kepala kita sedang digerakkan ke arah kiri. Tahu dengan jelas apa bagian leher kanan direndahkan. Semakin turun kepalanya, semakin terasa tarikan perenggangan otot pada leher sisi bagian kanan. Perlahan kita regangkan kepala, angkat kepalanya. Tahu dengan jelas kepala kita perlahan digerakkan ke sisi kanan. Tahu dengan jelas telinga kita semakin dekat pada bahu kanan. Tahu dengan jelas otot leher bagian kiri direnggang. Semakin turun, semakin kuat rasa stretching pada sisi bagian kiri. Perlahan dengan penuh kesadaran kita gerakkan kepala kembali ke sisi kiri. Tahu dengan jelas. Tahu dengan jelas sensasi perenggangan otot pada bahu bagian kanan. Naikkan leher dengan mata. Dekatkan telinga kanan pada bawah. Semakin dekat telinga pada bahu, semakin terasa stretching otot pada bahu kiri. Perlahan kembali ke posisi yang tetap. Dengan penuh kesadaran kita putar kepala kita ke sebelah kiri, seolah ada ke belakang, tanpa menggerakkan bahu kiri ataupun kanan. Perlahan dengan penuh kesadaran gerakkan kepala ke kanan. tahu dengan jelas momen terbuka dari kepala. Balas balasnya posisi. Kita gerakkan kepala ke bawah, dekatkan dagu pada dada bagian atas. Perlahan naikkan ke arah langit-langit. Kita akan selesai. Kita tutup kembali. Ini itu akan terus aja. Selanjutnya kaki kita buka kaki sedikit lebih lebar dari bahu. Letakkan kedua telapak tangan di samping pinggang. Kita melakukan perenggangan pinggang dengan rotasi pinggang membentuk lingkaran. Ayunkan pinggang ke kiri, membentuk lingkaran ke arah depan, ke arah kanan, belakang. Sebisanya tubuh bagian atas tidak ikut bergerak. Hanya tubuh bagian pinggang yang digerakkan. Lakukan perputaran perenggangan pinggang dengan penuh kesadaran. Tahu dengan sangat jelas momen setiap pinggang yang bergerak. Moment by moment. Tahu dengan sangat jelas setiap gerakan, setiap perpindahan panggung dari satu sisi ke sisi yang berikutnya. Rasa mampu. Rasakan pergerakan tubuh. Rasakan sensasi setelah sambil ada di depan besar ke arah yang gerakan selesai. Kita butuh kembali sebuah kaki, bersikat kaki, membungkuk hormat. Selanjutnya kita akan memasuki sesi meditasi duduk bersama. Setelah berinteraksi, kita akan melakukan meditation exercise dengan merotasikan kepala searah jauh-jauh sebanyak 3 putaran dengan sadar penuh. Kita tahu setiap gerakan perkembangan kita yang berputar membentuk lingkaran searah jarum jauh. Tahu dengan jelas otot-otot yang dilenggarkan saat kita melakukan putaran ini. Setelah 3 putaran, kita balas ke arah jarum jauh. Akan selesai, selanjutnya kita membentuk tangan kita membentuk segitiga, dan kita balikkan membentuk segitiga kembali. Kita letakkan tangan kita di depan perut dengan posisi pusat di tengah segitiga. Tarik nafas, buang nafas. Tarik nafas, buang nafas. Tarik nafas, buang nafas. Kita posisikan kaki kita untuk duduk 30 menit ke depan. Gerakkan bahu dengan untuk merendahkan otot bahu yang tegang. Letakkan tangan kanan di depan, tangan kiri di belakang. Dengan ringan kita dekatkan jari jempol tanpa berikan. Membentuk lingkaran kecil, lalu letakkan tangan santai tanpa menggantung di samping sama kita. Tarik nafas, letakkan perhatian pada kepala kita. Pindahkan perhatian pada kening. Pindahkan perhatian pada wajah. Sebagai ucapan rasa terima kasih pada diri sendiri yang telah menempatkan diri sini di malam. Sekarang kita akan berakhir. Waktu pintar itu pada baru tentang lapangan. Akan perhatian pada dada bagian depan untuk gerak mengembangkan saat kita akan perhatian pada bagian tersebut dan juga bergerak bisa. Akan perhatian pada tubuh bagian atas. ada pinggang, berskas, otot, dapat, potong, papas, tipis, dapat, ya. Takkan perhatian pada sebagian kepala, kulit kepala, mulut kepala. Takkan perhatian pada bagian kening, kedua pasal otak mata, wajah. Jangan lupa untuk pindahkan perhatian pada pertanyaannya. Sebenarnya dua bahan nafas mengantar lapangkan cari jalan. Pindahkan perhatian pada dada, fan, pada perut, punggung belakang, pinggang, bokong, paha, kaki, betis, belakang, jok. Sekarang rasakan kepala sebagai satuan, serta keseluruhan bagian kepala pada saat yang rusak. Seluruh bagian sekarang rasakan tubuh bagian atas secara keseluruhan satu persatu pada saat yang bersama. Dan rasakan tubuh bagian bawah dari pinggang ke telapak kaki. Rasakan sedikit bagian yang menjadi asasi yang kuat untuk tubuh kita ada dapat segera sampai sekarang sadar saya rasa untuk memberikan semangat ini bagi sedang tubuh dan pikiran. Tahu dengan jelas nafas mas, tahu dengan jelas nafas situasi nafas masuk, nafas keluar. Tapi yang sama masuk masuk dibagi bersama setelah anda kita dibagi tempat itu ada satu beri tahu pada diri sendiri bahwa kita akan keluar dari sesi meditasi. Tarik nafas panjang, buang nafas, akan jari-jari, gerakkan tubuh ke kiri dan ke kanan. Depan dan belakang. Dengan mata masih tertutup, dapatkan kedua telapak tangan di depan dada bersikap ajar. Perlahan buka kedua mata tertuju pada jari telunjuk. Perlahan perluas pandang ke depan. Letakkan kedua telapak tangan di atas lutut. Lakukan rotasi tubuh bagian atas searah jarum jam sebanyak 3 putaran. Lingkaran kecil, putaran sedang, dan putaran besar. Lawan arah jarum jam, putaran kecil, putaran sedang, putaran besar. Selanjutnya, kita akan sama-sama melakukan body massage berpisah. Angkatkan kedua telapak tangan. Kita tempelkan pada kedua telapak mata. Gerakkan telapak tangan. Kemudian kita angkatkan kedua jari jempol. Dan kemudian kita massage otot-otot sekitar kedua bola mata. Angkatkan kedua telapak tangan. Kita tempelkan pada wajah. Kemudian kita massage wajah seperti kita mencuci wajah. Angkatkan telapak tangan kembali, kemudian kita tempelkan telapak tangan kanan pada dahi depan, telapak tangan kiri di belakang kepala dengan memberi sedikit tekanan. Kita putarkan tangan seperti membuka. Angkatkan tangan kembali, kita massage kepala, tempurung kepala kita dari atas hingga ke belakang, samping kiri dan kanan, ke belakang. Angkatkan kembali, kita massage leher bagian belakang, kita angkatkan tangan kembali, kemudian kita massage kedua kuping kiri. Kita tarik-tarik ke atas, ke samping kiri kanan dan ke bawah. Dan menggunakan jari telunjuk kita masukkan ke lubang telinga, kemudian kita tarik keluar. Kemudian kita angkat tangan kembali, kita massage bahu. Angkatkan sendi lengan atas, angkat siku lengan bawah, pergelangan tangan dan jari-jari. Kita masak jari-jari tangan tanpa mengungkit. Angkatkan tangan kembali. Kita masak bahu kanan. Angkatkan sendi. Masak dengan kanan atas. Dan bagian bawah. Angkatkan pergelangan tangan. Masak bahu. Kita masak jari tangan tanpa ini angkatkan kedua tangan. Kita tempelkan pada dada bagian kiri dengan bantuan telapak tangan kanan. Kita memberi sedikit tekanan dan arah berputar. Kemudian kita tempel kembali, kita tempel ke dada atas kanan. Dengan bantuan telapak tangan kanan kita tekan, memberi tekanan, biar kita relaksasi. Angkatkan tangan, kita tempelkan pada perut. Pindah ke kiri, perut kiri, bawah, kanan, atas. Searah jari-jari, kiri, bawah, atas. Angkatkan kedua tangan. Kita tempelkan telapak tangan yang hangat di bawah ketiak. Bawah ke bawah. Kemudian angkatkan tangan kembali. Kita masak bahu kaki. Ini dan balas kaki kanan. Kemudian kita kepalkan kedua tangan. Angkatkan kedua tangan, tempelkan bahu. Selanjutnya keluarkan kaki kiri, kita massage dari selangkangan, paha atas dan paha bawah. Angkatkan siku. Kita massage otot di samping tulang kering. Rasanya sedikit minum. Dan betis. Pergelangan kaki, jari-jari kaki. Keluarkan kaki kanan. Kita massage selangkangan kaki, paha atas, paha bawah. Angkatkan siku. Di sini ada tulang kering. Di bagian sisi luar, samping tulang kering, Kita massage. Dan juga bergeser. Tangankan pergelangan. Jari-jari kaki. Dan juga julurkan kaki ke depan. Kita flex, point, flex, point, flexing dan point. Buka kaki selebar bahu, rotate ke dalam, rotate keluar, untuk kita rotasi searah jarum jam, berlawanan arah jarum jam. Body massage kesadaran selesai. Selanjutnya, izinkan saya mempersiapkan posisi laptop saya untuk memasuki sesi Dharma teaching yang akan diberikan oleh Koyen Shifu. Sebentar ya.
Halo.
Saya persilahkan teman-teman semua untuk membuka videonya. Saya add in dulu. Oke. Kita mari sama-sama bersikap anjali. Let's join our palm together. And bow to Koyen Shifu. Bow. Omitofo Koyen Shifu.
Omitofo, good day, everyone.
Good day, Shifu.
Today is Thursday, July 23rd, 2026. We'll talk about Platform Sutra, the chapter of instruction on seated meditation. Last time, we came to a few paragraphs like this. And what does good friend mean? It means a noble friend, a precious friend, a trustworthy friend, a friend who benefits us. A true gentleman makes beneficial friends, not harmful ones. If someone takes you out to buy intoxicant or drugs, that is a harmful friend. But if someone brings you to study Buddha Dharma, that is a beneficial friend, a good friend. Whoever benefits us in this way is called a good friend. Such a person is also, in a sense, our teacher. You could say it is both teacher and friend. So the talk ended on July 16, 2026. Now we continue. For today, the meaning of good friends is spiritual friends. In Buddha Dharma, we help one another and encourage one another. In Chinese, we speak of beneficial friends, friends who are truly of help to us. Then we talk about the wisdom of Chan practice. So it is seeing one's nature and meditative absorption. Master Huineng said, I speak only of seeing the nature. I do not speak of meditation, concentration, and liberation. So this is important. It is important to know. So what he emphasized was awakening and seeing one's true nature. He did not place the main emphasis on discussing meditative absorption or liberation as something attained through stages of concentration. This shows that Chinese Chan Buddhism places its priority on the awakening of wisdom and insight, rather than on cultivating meditative absorptions as the primary means of escaping birth and death and its suffering. So the method Master Huineng taught was at once very simple and very practical. If a person can maintain an absolutely straightforward mind or an unmoving mind, then the conditions for seeing one's nature may appear immediately. For example, there was Huiming, Venerable or Huiming, who had originally come intending to seize Master Huineng's robe and bow. And Master Huineng said to him, since you have come for the Dharma, you should set aside all conditions and let not a single thought arise. I will speak for you. So after Master Huiming remained silent for some time, then Master Huineng said, not thinking of good, not thinking of evil, at just such a moment, what is the original face of Venerable Huiming? Upon hearing these words, Master Huiming was immediately awakened. Therefore, Master Huineng's explanation of seated meditation is also different from traditional Buddhist interpretations. He said, when no thoughts arise in the mind, this is called sitting. Inwardly seeing that self-nature is unmoving. It's called Chan. So he also said, the way is awakened through the mind. How could it depend on sitting? Interesting enough for us to know. So first of all, Chan gives a different interpretation of seated meditation and meditative absorption. Then does the method of sudden awakening still require the foundation of sitting meditation? That's the question. Well, Chan, of course, still requires meditation practice. This section introduces two technical terms. One is seated meditation and meditative absorption. We may also say that the Platform Sutra is one of the sacred texts of the Chan school. Many people naturally assume that Chan, meditation, and seated practice must be very closely connected. And of course, Chan does involve meditation. Of course, Chan does involve learning samadhi. But when Chan speaks of seated meditation, and when Chan speaks of meditative absorption, the meaning, function, and inner content are not the same as the ways these terms are used in other schools. Whether Mahayana or Theravada, whether Chan or non-Chan. Chan has its own distinctive interpretation. It gives seated meditation and meditative absorption a special meaning. And that is precisely why Chan school differs from other Buddhist schools. Well, we could see that for traditional method of sitting, ordinarily, people think of meditation in terms of a traditional sitting posture, often called the 7-point posture. These 7 points refer to 7 aspects of the meditation posture. At our monastery, in the beginning meditation class, we also teach meditation on the basis of these 7 points. Students must learn them and pay attention to them. Say, for example, the waist area, how should be sit. The hands should form the meditation mudra. The legs should be placed in the proper way. The head should be positioned properly. The chin should be slightly tucked in. The tongue should rest in the right way. The eyes should also be placed properly. From the hips through the spine, all the way to the back of the head, the body should form a certain alignment. These are all part of the physical requirements for seated meditation. Then there is also the question of where to place the mind. There must be a method for gathering the mind in, so the scattered mind can be collected and focused. These are the basic principles and requirements of seated meditation in the ordinary sense. Then, for Chan, it's called the Dharma gate of no obstruction and no hindrance. So Chan gives seated meditation in a deeper meaning. The seated meditation spoken of in Chan is not quite the same as seated meditation in the ordinary sense. Usually, seated meditation emphasizes posture, and it must literally be done while sitting, not standing. not lying down, and certainly not while walking. But Chan says that within this Dharma gate, there is no obstruction and no hindrance. That is, the Chan Dharma gate is free of obstructions. Then the question is, what is a Dharma gate? A Dharma gate is an entry into Buddha Dharma. This gate can be understood in several ways. If someone previously did not understand Buddha Dharma, but now comes to understand it, that is entering a Dharma gate. Or if someone had never known what Buddhism was, but now comes to know it, that too is entering a Dharma gate. In that sense, one has stepped through the door. But there is a deeper level still. Chan takes no gate as the gate. No gate as the gate. That is, one lets go of all attachments and puts down every support and dependency. Then one enters a state or condition of no marks, no self, no thought, no abiding. At that point, one may say one has entered the gate of Buddha Dharma or entered the gate of Chan. Again, the word the gate of Chan, what does that mean? If the Chan gate were really a gate in the ordinary sense, then it would not be the Chan gate at all. It would just be a temple gate. For example, when you enter one of our monasteries, we may say you are entering through the gate of compassion. There is indeed a gate there, but the Chan gate is gateless. And if there were still some actual gates to pass through, then it still would not yet be Chan. Because that would still imply direction, inside and outside, attachment, and a dualistic standpoint. It would not yet be ultimate. As long as there is purity and impurity, vexations and body, birth and death, and nirvana, everything is still divided into two poles. That is not yet the true Chan gate. So without obstruction and without hindrance means no inside and no outside, no good and no evil, no better and no worse, no body and no affliction, no birth and death, and no nirvana. When all these oppositions are completely dissolved, that is called the Dharma gate. This is the Chan Dharma gate. And the Chan Dharma gate is something to be suddenly awakened to. Sudden awakening does not mean gradual, little by little, thinking one's way into it. Rather, it appears all at once. When it appears, it is as though the inner obstacles suddenly vanish, and the state of awakening is present. Yet, one still begins from the side of method. Even though Chan says that ultimately there's no gate, in actual practice, one must still begin from the side of a gate. One must never assume I am one of the highest kind of people, so I do not need foundations, while in fact aiming too high and doing too little. The safest way is still this: build a solid foundation in seated meditation first. And that is the most reliable way. So this is the principle of Chan sitting that says, no thought arise in the mind. So when it says, when no thoughts arise in the mind, this is called sitting. But in the Diamond Sutta, it says, give rise to the mind without abiding anywhere. And the sixth patriarch Huineng was awakened upon hearing precisely these words. So again, we must ask, give rise to the mind. Does that not mean there is a mind? And does it not say that this mind should arise? But here it says, no thoughts arise. Is this not a contradiction? Is there a conflict here? So what needs to be classified is this: no thought arise refers to non-arising of diluted thoughts. So it means that grasping thoughts do not arise. Self-centered thoughts do not arise. Vexations do not arise. Attachment do not arise. Wandering thoughts do not arise. On the other hand, without abiding anywhere means no affliction, no attachment, no self-centeredness. And what is meant by giving rise to the mind? It means that the functioning of the mind is still present. The mind still has its capacity, its responsiveness. But although there is function, there is no attachment. And that is wisdom. That is compassion. That is not vexation. So no thoughts arise and give rise to the mind without abiding are not contradictory at all. The no thoughts here refers to the afflicted, discriminating, deluded mind. The Diamond Sutra is speaking of the wisdom mind. Only when the affliction mind is relinquished can the wisdom mind manifests. Therefore, no thoughts arise. It's called sitting. Sitting means stability. When we sit in meditation, like an old monk absorbed in stillness, the body does not move. Here, what is emphasized is that the mind does not move. The mind is deeply stable and settled. Again, the word Chan, we need to talk about it. In many Buddhist scriptures, especially in Indian Buddhism, the meaning of Chan, dhyana, is somewhat different from how it is understood in Chinese Chan. Now, let's talk about Indian Chan or dhyana. In Sanskrit, dhyana refers to the 4 dhyanas and the 8 samadhi. These are methods and stages of cultivating concentration. This is called Chan, and it is also called samadhi. Chan refers to the practice itself. Samadhi refers to the result, function, or effect of that practice. So these two are often combined as Chan, samadhi. So the 4 dhyanas are the first dhyana, the second dhyana, the third dhyana, the fourth dhyana. These are both methods in attainment. The process is called Chan, and the result is called samadhi. So Chan here equal to the path of cultivation, and samadhi equal to the result or the function. Altogether, they form the term Chan Samadhi. Now, in Chinese, it's called Chan Ding. Okay, then we talk about Chinese Chan. So here, what is Chan? In Chinese Chan, especially as presented in the Platform Sutra, Chan is defined as inwardly seeing that self-nature is unmoving. So here, the key issue becomes what is self-nature? So many people think that seeing one's nature means seeing something called Buddha nature, as though there was some object that could be perceived. So people seek to see the nature, but what exactly is this nature? So self-nature is said to be pure nature. Pure nature is called Buddha nature. Buddha nature is also called Dharma nature. Dharma nature is also called suchness, the Tata. But what is it really? Do not be fooled by these names. Do not become confused by terminology. In truth, self-nature, in its purity, is emptiness. It is no nature. In the Yogacara school, this is called no inherent nature. In the Prajna teaching, it is called emptiness. Again, the question is that, what does emptiness mean? Well, it means dependent origination. All phenomena arise through cause and condition. Nothing has an eternal, unchanging, independent self-nature. All things in the universe, what we call the myriad dharmas, arise due to causes and conditions, and cease due to causes and conditions. Something may arise today and disappear tomorrow. It may appear here in one form and elsewhere in another. There is no permanent, unchanging essence. Therefore, it is called emptiness. Again, the question follows is that if all dharmas are empty, does that mean everything is false? Well, for ordinary people, what we see are only appearances, temporary forms, illusory manifestations, yet we cling to them. We see money and feel happy. I have wealth. But after a few days, the money is gone. We have a child and think, this is my child, my precious one, my very flesh. So, give an example. If one day a woman came to see me crying, and I asked, are you well? She said, no. And asked, if your husband well? No. Is your business failing? No. Are you ill? No. Did something happen at home? A robbery? No. A fire? No. Then ask again, so what happened? And she said, my child ran away. The question is that, how old is the child? 17. He has been gone for days. He disappeared after New Year's Day, came back once, and now it's gone again. We don't know where he is. Our whole family is in great suffering. So look at this. Losing money, no problem. A husband leaving, no problem. A wife leaving, no problem. But when a child runs away, this becomes unbearable suffering. So another example, in the United States, there was a couple who had been married for 3 years without children. Both long for a child. They think without a child, their life feels incomplete. Then in the 4th year, the wife became pregnant. And many people congratulate them. But 3 years later, they divorced. So the most difficult issue was who would get custody of the child. So each waited for the other to initiate the divorce, because whoever did so first might lose custody. Well, in the end, they could no longer endure each other and ask for advice. Well, we may jokingly say that, then split the child in half, each take a part. This was like King Solomon's judgment. Of course, they could not bear to do that. So in the end, the child went with the mother. The father was in great pain, but this man had practiced meditation within our system for a long time, and his understanding is changed. Still, when faced with this situation, the principle of emptiness no longer worked for him. He understood emptiness in theory. He had even helped edit some of our English books. He knew the teaching clearly. But when it came to his own child, emptiness no longer applied. Everything else could be empty, but not his child. That one thing could not be let go. And because of this cannot yet be called Chan. So the reflection here is that this section brings everything back to a very sharp point. To understand emptiness intellectually is not enough. To speak about non-attachment is not enough. The real test is, when conditions arise, can the mind remain free? If even one thing cannot be let go, then that is precisely where attachment still lives. And that is exactly where practice must continue. So Chan speaks of the unmoving nature of self-nature. But why must one first realize emptiness before one can be truly unmoving? Well, we see that anything that exists, anything that has form or appearance, is necessarily in motion. Nothing that exists can remain completely still. In outer space, the earth is moving. The planets are moving. The entire universe is in motion. There is nothing that is not moving. Well, even if you say, I am like an old monk in deep samadhi, I'm not moving. I'm not moving. You are still moving. Your body may appear still, but the earth is moving. And even if you say your mind is not moving, your body is still functioning. You cannot stop breathing. If you stop breathing, you die. And after death, is there still no movement? Well, if you leave a body untouched for several days or a week, it begins to decay. That too is a kind of change. another form of movement. Well, even the preserved body of Mao Zedong, kept like a mummy, refrigerated and maintained like salted fish or cured meat, can only be temporarily preserved. Otherwise, it would decay. After death, the body continues to change. It becomes bones. Bones weather and break down. Even skeletons eventually disintegrate. So in this world, everything moves. The entire environment is in motion, and we are part of it. There is nothing among phenomena that is truly unmoving. And there is only one thing that does not move. What? Emptiness. Why? Because emptiness is not a thing. If there is nothing there, what could possibly move? Only that which exists can move. What does not exist cannot be said to move at all. Therefore, only emptiness can be called truly unmoving. So when it sets inwardly, seeing that self-nature is unmoving, this means personally realizing the unmoving nature of emptiness. That is what is called Chan. Therefore, in the Chan tradition, Chan does not merely refer to the act of sitting in meditation, nor to a set of techniques or stages. Chan refers to the wisdom that arises after awakening. So in Chan Buddhism, Chan equals wisdom. Again, the question, how does one attain this wisdom? Well, by seeing that self-nature is empty, not by seeing ghosts, not by seeing some mysterious entity, not by seeing that the true nature of all phenomena is empty. But, I'm sorry, it should be like this. But by seeing that the true nature of all phenomena is empty. Now again, you may ask, if emptiness is to be seen, where is it? My eye sees things. How can they see emptiness? Well, for example, there is an incense burner in front of us. Incense is burning. There is smoke. There is something exists, right? So where is emptiness? Well, its nature is empty. That is to say, the smoke is here now, but gradually it disperses, right? Eventually it's gone. The smoke has vanished. That is emptiness. But the fragrance may linger. It clings to the walls. It sticks to the cloth. It sticks to clothing. So it still exists in a sense, right? Yet after some time, even the fragrance fades away. It disperses, evaporates, disappears. So that comes to empty. So there's a saying of everything is present and empty at the same time. Some things disappear directly. Some transform again before disappearing. Some seem to persist, but only as changing forms. We say matter is not destroyed, but even that refers to elements, not fixed forms. Different elements combined and recombined, appearing in different forms under different conditions. Still, all of that is emptiness, because no form is fixed, no appearance remains the same. It's like the patterns in a kaleidoscope. The bits inside are real, but as you turn it, the patterns constantly change. The shape of the flowers are never fixed. Even those bits eventually fade, wear out, and disappear. The kaleidoscope itself does not last forever. So everything in the world is both existent and emptiness. So the Chan wisdom is called seeing emptiness within existence. Therefore, the true realization of unmoving self-nature is not achieved by discarding everything and then discovering emptiness. That would be false. The true realization is to see emptiness within existence. That is real Chan. It is not that we throw away everything and then find emptiness. Rather, in the midst of condition, we experience and verify emptiness directly. Okay, so I will stop here at this moment.
Thank you, sir. We have 12 minutes and we proceed for breakout room. Please help the breakout room. Jadi teman-teman kita akan dibagi menjadi beberapa grup dan di dalam grup kita akan mendiskusikan topik hari ini ataupun ada pertanyaan. Silahkan.
Hello.
Sis, bisa save transcript nggak? Later we can summarize using AI, ChatGPT.
Ini ya.
Yeah. Did you save all the transcript?
Yes, yes.
Okay, welcome back everybody. Do we still have other participants to join us? No more?
Brother Imam not yet here.
Okay, so, oh yeah, Izinkan. The room has already time up, Sis Shelton. Oh, okay. So, just now we have a chat with Koyan Circle regards to emptiness and how to overcome. How do we overcome? How do we use emptiness, understanding of emptiness when we meet a challenge in life? When we have strong attachment with, uh, and then suppose just now I give an answer regards to one of them is repentance. So I have a further question regards to repentance. Shifu have ever teach us to do meditation at night, every night. Just let whatever experience that we had on that day, just sit and let the thought flow without giving judgment or without using any method. Is that one also considered as reflection, Sabu? Will that also help? Thank you. Wait, Sabu, you need to unmute first.
It's okay now?
Yes, Sabu.
Let me see. Okay. That practice of letting before going to bed, we meditate, but we don't use any method. We just let whatever happened in that day or today to flow through. Now, the approach is that let it come and go by itself. You don't purposely continue with that thoughts that may be bothering you. Okay, maybe in the morning something happens and you have a conflict with certain issue with some certain people. So at night when you sit in meditation, this will come because maybe the issue is not solved yet, or it's already solved, but still it cling to your mind. So what you do is that let it come and go by itself. That in a way is to cleanse out what's happening in the whole day. So that itself is not a sense of repentance, but it's a way of cleansing so that we are not attached to those things again. So that's what happened for that kind of practice.
But Safu, if we don't use method, wouldn't that the story keep going like do we call that wandering thought? So we allow the wandering thought to
First of all is that you let it come and go by itself naturally. So the whole thing, you may think that, okay, this is a wandering thought, right? But another from the another perspective is that they come and go by themselves, then they won't appear again. So that cleanse out your lingering thought or cleanse your attachment to those things. So it's kind of a way of cleansing our mind. So it won't bother when you sleep.
So, Shifu, where is our anchor? Do we anchor it in our body sensation?
No anchor. No need to anchor.
No breath, no body.
No need to do. Just stay without attachment, without following those wandering thoughts. Those are the wandering thoughts, and you don't involve yourself into it.
So can we just do relaxing the body, and mind, relaxing the mind?
Relaxing the body is okay. The thing is that with this kind of approach, you don't attach. You don't force yourself to use a method. Because if you force, that means you use more energy. So now is because it actually has helped us to go into sleep easily.
So, is that same like we watching our mind when we are cleansing our mind?
Well, you have a reflective mind, but you don't have to force yourself really clearly watching it. Understand?
So let it pop up by itself, and then it gone by itself too. Is that?
Yeah, it comes and goes by itself.
So we just sitting. It's just like the just sitting or no?
Well, just sitting, you still need to keep a very clear mind. Now, this one here is almost effortless.
Thank you, Shifu.
Effortless, but hard to be that state. I think this state have to be when we are relaxed enough, where our condition is good enough, then we only then can use this method. Like our state of mind have to be in a certain level in order to use this method. So
Well, at least at night,
direct contemplation.
at least at night, you go to bed, you do like this. You don't have to say, okay, I have to be in a certain level. But if you are too chaotic, you can't really settle, then you keep thinking.
Mm.
The
So
thing
It's the
is,
same as direct contemplation. It's the same as direct contemplation.
it's not exactly the same. It's just more of a relaxing way, easy way, gentle way of helping us. Direct contemplation is you don't keep name, don't compare, and don't describe, and you keep a clear mind, right? While in this method, it's slightly different in the sense that you know that the thought comes and then they stay and they go away. But you don't really make much effort.
Let us try to.
We do
What?
it.
Let us try it tonight.
Okay, try it
So
and see what you feel.
we do it in sitting posture or lay down posture.
Sitting.
Sitting.
Yeah.
Can we do it in sleeping posture?
Well, you can experiment. You try yourself.
Fall
Because
asleep.
somehow the sitting posture is different than the lying down posture.
Okay. Okay, so it's 10 minutes past. Still any more questions?
Oh, I ask one more, yes, Sufu. If we watching, and then the mind become relaxed, and then the breath coming, and then what should we do?
What coming?
Breathe, the relax,
Huh?
and then the breathing come.
The breathing
Breath.
comes,
Breath.
you just ignore it.
And then the thought become like slow down, gone, and then like that, and then the breathing coming. So we just
Ignore it.
ignore.
If the breath coming, can we enjoy it, Sufu?
Whatever you want to do, you just experiment. That help you go to sleep. That's okay.
Must try, Sufu, because cannot sleep lately. I think Dewi is pleased. Yeah.
Okay, I think time's up. It's 11 minutes past. Sis Shelton, can you help me for the transformative? Thank you.
Please join your palms. We pray for the flourishing of Buddha Dharma, for peace in the world, for the joy and contentment of all people, for the freedom and ease of body and mind. May sentient being depart from suffering. May the vows of the donors be fulfilled. 回向佛法兴隆，世界和平，人民安乐，身心自在，众生离苦，施主愿遂。Bow.
Thank you, Sifu. Teman-teman, let's join our palm together for the
Thank you, teacher. See you next
Thank you,
time.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Sufu. Bye-bye, Sufu.
See you next week.
Stay healthy, Sufu.
Take care, Sufu.
Have a good sleep.
Yeah. Try the meditation. Take care,
I can
Sifu.
sleep.
Try it.
Right. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank
friends.
you
Thank you.
all. Sorry
Terima
tadi
kasih, Juli.
nggak jadi peraga Dewi. Sorry.
Terima
Next
kasih,
week, next week.
How's the dog?
Betul.
How's the dog? Sudah baikan anjingnya?